shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
Our next weather maker drops in on us, brings us a small chance for rain, but a drop in the humidity. I'll show you when it'll start to feel more comfortable.
Monitoring drought conditions. Despite recent rainfall, North Carolina is still well under typical totals. What we're expecting from new drought data this morning. Plus, Stanley Cup final in sight. The Canes get another big win in Montreal. The chance they have to clinch a conference championship on home ice. Good morning, everyone. It is 4:30. First thing I did when I woke up, grabbed my phone and checked the Canes score and was pretty excited to see how they crushed the Canadians. All right, and one more game and they'll be back here in Raleigh on Friday. Let's get to Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center, hopefully with some good news weather-wise and that we still have some rain chances and then hopefully at some point this mugginess will go away.
Yes, I was super excited. Also, the Canes, I was like, what? That's a spoiler, not a spoiler. Anyway, yeah, it was a nice big win. So here comes the front. This is the front that was north of us yesterday. So it's now a cold front sliding southward. It did help to produce at least some severe thunderstorm warnings across our area last night. And once the front comes through, it drops our chances for rain pretty significantly. For today, we only have about a 20% chance, and the bulk of that is likely to be in our southern counties as that front moves southward. Behind the front, we do see a drop in our humidity, and we'll talk more about that coming up. But it is a warm and sticky start, and it's going to be hot and humid for today. Our dew point right now still at 70, so that's very muggy. This, of course, is the beautiful lawn in front of the town hall in Zebulon, where it is 72 degrees right now. It's cloudy now, but notice that once we get closer to lunchtime, we're partly cloudy, mostly sunny. That's just going to make it pretty hot and sticky out there for us today. Looking at 64 in Roxborough, 72 in Raleigh, and 74 in Fayetteville. So it's warm now, and just like yesterday, we climb into the upper 80s this afternoon with all the humidity intact. Tomorrow's going to be a pretty nice day, but Saturday we have rain in the forecast for part of the viewing area. We'll walk through that coming up. Renee?
Elizabeth, thank you. A car and a motorcycle were involved in a crash in Cumberland County. This happened at NC 210 and McCormick Bridge Road near Spring Lake. This was the scene when the WRAL Breaking News Tracker got there around 11 p.m. You can see the front end of that car destroyed. We have reached out to State Highway Patrol to learn more. So far, we have not heard back. We are just hours away from getting an update on drought conditions. The water level at Falls Lake has now dropped below 75%. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey joins us live from there now. Kelsey, we're not expecting any major changes to the drought monitor, even though we've had some recent rain. Yes, Renee, despite this rain that we've been seeing, water levels here at Falls Lake are still dropping. We've had less than an inch of rain here in the last week, and we'll get more insight into what's happening with the drought in the next few hours. This is what the current drought map looks like, showing most of our viewing area in an extreme drought. So far this month, there's been just over a half an inch of rain at RDU and 3 inches of rain in Fayetteville. That helps, but it's nowhere near enough rain. There's a 0% chance we could get out of this drought in the next month, according to the National Centers for Environmental Information. We need anywhere between 11 and 14 inches of rain to do that. The new drought monitor is scheduled to be released this morning at 8:30. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live at Falls Lake. Raleigh police are searching for the person who shot a man in the leg. It happened near an event venue on South Saunders Street around 8 last night. Video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker shows the large scene there. Police say a man was shot and was taken to the hospital. No one was arrested. The WRAL Breaking News Tracker was also on the scene of this apartment fire last night in Durham. This is in the area of Haverford and Leon Streets. There were several fire trucks there on the scene. People were standing outside. We've reached out to the Durham Fire Department to find out more. The Carolina Hurricanes are just one win away from reaching the Stanley Cup final. The Canes dominated Montreal last night in Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Final. The Canes scored 3 times in 3 minutes in the first period, and then they added another goal in the third period for a 4-0 win.
The Canes now have a 3-1 lead in the series. They've won 11 of the 12 games they've played in the playoffs. And the Canes say even with all the success, they are keeping their focus on each game.
To be honest, it doesn't feel like 11-1. We take it one game at a time approach. I know it's cliche, but you're not looking at an overall record, sort of say, but just the next game. Obviously, game one, we didn't have what we needed, and we figured it out, fortunately. And obviously, the fourth one's the hardest one to win, so it's just going to be more of the same.
The Canes will have a chance to close the series out on home ice. They will host the Canadiens for Game 5 tomorrow night at Lenovo Center, and that game will get started at 8 p.m. Can't wait. Today, the Benson Board of Commissioners are looking to replace their town manager. The former town manager and assistant town manager put in their resignations a week ago. WRAL's Ali Calabar joins us live from Benson Town Hall this morning. Ali, this comes after a video of the former town manager's outburst on the town's debt went viral.
Yeah, Renee, and now the town is in $2 million in debt and quickly looking for a town manager. Also, the mayor tells WRAL that the debt comes after years of overspending and an underperforming electric fund. Now, I do want to show you this video. It shows last week's heated commissioners meeting when Mayor Max Rayner read 2 resignation letters from its town manager, Dane Rideout, and its assistant town manager. Rideout's letter said he was not able to fix the financial crisis because of institutional resistance. He had been in the spotlight recently after a video began circulating online involving an outburst during a staff meeting. In the video, former town manager Dane Rideout said, quote, "I am not trying to be dramatic. It's not personal. I hope I have gotten it through the commissioner's head where expletive broke and we've got to do lion expletive," end quote. The assistant town manager is acting as town manager for the next week until the resignation is up. Also, the Benson Commissioners meeting is tonight at 7 p.m. Reporting live in Benson, Ali Calabar, WRAL News.
Ali, thank you. 2 people are recovering this morning after the small plane they were in crashed near Knightdale yesterday. A witness tells WRAL the plane was doing touch and goes before it crashed. That's when the plane takes off and lands again and again. The crash happened around 2:30 yesterday afternoon near Raleigh East Airport. Sky 5 shows one of the plane's wings was torn off in the crash. Highway Patrol says the plane hit storage trailers and trees before it crashed into a ravine. Both the pilot and the passenger who were on the plane are expected to be okay. The FAA is investigating. Today, the Clayton Police Department is holding its annual torch run supporting Special Olympics. The run is part of a statewide and international campaign led by law enforcement to help raise awareness and money for Special Olympics programs. Runners will start and finish at the police department on 2nd Street, running through downtown Clayton. The event is open to anyone. Sign-ups start at 8:30 and the run starts at 9 a.m. Durham City Council will talk about the city's next budget again today. They held a work session last night to discuss the budget. The new proposal from the city manager does not include an increase in property taxes. It does include the elimination of 9 positions and a decrease in the city's operating budget. A public hearing on the budget is scheduled for June 1st. Only on WRAL, a Garner man is in the UNC Burn Center recovering after fire ignited on his boat during a Memorial Day weekend fishing trip. Connor Gusevich says he is grateful to be alive. He and his friends were leaving Topsail Beach when he noticed the boat's bilge pump stopped working. As he went to check it out, a spark ignited and a fire erupted right at his face and chest. He says he immediately jumped in the water, sparing his face from more severe burns.
I would never be able to get this image out of my brain. I just saw a tornado of flame go around the cubby and then just completely come back up at my face.
Oh my goodness. He says he expects to be in the hospital for another week or so. A GoFundMe page has been set up to help cover his hospital bills. His family has asked that we share it, and you can find it on our website. Today, there will be more fun for fans at WakeMed Soccer Park as the soccer tournament enters its second day. 76 teams are competing for a chance at three $1 million prizes. Dozens of teams took to the pitch for their first matches yesterday, including Gerard Piquet's Kings League All-Stars and North Carolina native J. Cole's Dreamville FC. Many of the women's teams start play today. They include Olympic gold medalist Hope Solo's team, Solo FC. The Team USA women and the hometown North Carolina Courage will be playing today as well. Today's first matches begin at 2 o'clock. WRAL will have live coverage of TST today. We'll be at WakeMed Soccer Park for the entire run of the tournament. We will also broadcast some games live on WRAL. St. Augustine's investigation. Questions remain about how the university spent millions, the push from federal agencies for repayment. And prediction market ban. North Carolina state employees can no longer gamble on sites like Kalshi and Polymarket. Why Governor Stein says this rule is necessary.
Our next weather maker is a cold front that drops in on us today. I'll show you why it doesn't bring us a whole lot of rain, but it may make it feel more comfortable. 444, that next weather maker on its way to bring us some pretty big changes. It is not going to bring us much rain, but our southern counties could see a few isolated showers or storms later today. But behind this front up here is where it feels much more comfortable, and we're going to start to feel that tomorrow. Now, today, again, we do have a small chance for some showers. That's mostly going to be in our southern counties. So if you're there, that's really where a lot of the rain has been over the last week or so, and that's where the best chance will be. But we're talking about 1/10 of an inch probably today. It is cloudy this morning, so we have the top of the tower lit in purple for the cloudy skies. At the bus stop this morning, our temperatures are in the low 70s, and today will be muggy and warm. Not really comfortable to eat your lunch outside at 84 and then 88 this afternoon with some steamy conditions. But that begins to change tomorrow, and we'll walk through the timeline for some rain that we could see this weekend. Coming up, Renee.
Sounds good, Elizabeth. Thank you. Investigations are happening now into how St. Augustine's University spent millions in federal grant money. The investigations were confirmed yesterday during a bankruptcy hearing. People owed money by the university had the opportunity to ask the school's leadership questions directly. Many of those questions came from an attorney representing federal agencies, including the U.S. Department of Education and Department of Commerce.
Do you have any knowledge about the use of grant funds?
I have heard about the use of grant funds, but I cannot tell you at this time exactly how the funds were used.
St. Augustine's board chair Sophie Gibson went on to say that she does not believe the money was spent with malicious intent. According to bankruptcy documents, the school owes federal agencies a total of more than $8 million. The Justice Department has launched a criminal investigation into E. Jean Carroll, the former magazine columnist who accused President Trump of sexual assault. That's according to sources familiar with the matter. A DOJ investigation is looking into whether Carroll committed perjury in her testimony in civil lawsuits against the president. One lawsuit accused President Trump of sexually abusing her in the mid-1990s. The second one accused him of defaming her by repeatedly denying that the assault happened. State employees are not allowed to use information gathered at work to bet in prediction markets. Governor Josh Stein signed an executive order issuing that ban. The governor says he does not believe any state workers are making those kinds of bets, but he believes the public has a right to have an assurance in place. State law already bans state workers from using non-public information to advance their own financial interests. Stein says his order is an extension of that. Right now, the waters off North Carolina's coast have a moderate risk for rip currents. They can quickly pull even experienced swimmers away from shore and into deeper water. Lifeguards say another concern is when people lose track of where they are in the water and go out too far.
We also have a lot of sandbars. Now, sandbar can be very attractive to people because they can walk out to a sandbar and the water not be up very high. But they could step off the back edge of that sandbar and it could be a drop-off. And if you can't swim, you step off a drop-off. It's like jumping into a pool.
Remember, if you're caught in a rip current, try to stay calm and swim parallel to the shore. All right, let's get to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner now. We have one more warm and muggy day to tough out, and then conditions will improve on that front.
Yeah, this front's going to help to deliver a drier, cooler air mass, and that's likely to stick around actually through the weekend and into early next week. So today will be the hottest day of the next 7. So a little bit of patchy rain out there right now, and as the front dips southward, we could see some isolated showers. Most of those will be south of the triangle. Notice we do start to see the clouds clearing a bit, but you can see where the wind is coming from. I mean, everything is coming north to south, so that's going to be that cooler, drier air that arrives here. And again, just a couple of isolated showers showing up along with that. Right now, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies over downtown Raleigh, and it's warm and muggy now. 72 is our temperature. We have a southwest wind at 5. That will begin to shift, and we'll start to see some cooler temperatures. The yellow shaded area is where temperatures are a little bit above normal, but then watch the blue take over, and that's where temperatures are below normal. So we get a nice push out of the north, and that really cools us down up and down the east coast. We've got the humidity to deal with too. So here's what happens with the humidity. Pretty much the same thing as our front sags southward. That drier air moves in. We'll start to feel it tomorrow. Not so much today, but tomorrow. Saturday, we may see at least the southern counties feeling humid because that's where we'll have a chance for rain. And again, today, we have that small chance as the front moves through. The soccer tournament is going to be warm and sticky like it was yesterday. We're starting in the low 70s. We'll climb into the upper 80s, but very little chance for rain around the triangle. And then Saturday, it looks like it's mostly going to be to the south. Sunday is going to be a really nice day to be outside playing soccer, watching soccer, doing whatever it is you like to do. So the best chances of rain coming up would be Saturday, which will be mainly south, and then again Monday. Temperatures will be very comfortable, especially starting this weekend. Renee?
Really liking those temperatures there. Elizabeth, thank you. Preventing wildfires, how new AI technology is being used to spot smoke early. Plus, a new look at one of the most anticipated movies of the summer. What director Steven Spielberg had to say about the latest trailer for Disclosure Day. North Carolina Attorney General Jeff Jackson is pushing for a crackdown on hidden fees charged by food delivery apps. Jackson is urging the FTC to require platforms to clearly show total costs and explain added fees before customers check out. He says surprise charges make it harder for people to compare prices and to know what they are really paying. Artificial intelligence is now being used to help detect wildfires. New AI cameras are being mounted in forests to spot smoke earlier and help first responders get there faster. The cameras scan a full 360-degree view every minute. If the AI spots smoke, it shares it directly with local fire crews.
The early detection basically allowed local fire resources to suppress that fire very quickly and efficiently. And they actually reached out to this, and this happens quite often, to thank us for our ability to have detected that fire and then alert them to give them, the ability to act quickly before it became catastrophic.
Recently, an AI camera helped detect a fire near the Minnesota-Wisconsin border, and that allowed crews to move in quickly. Time is so critical in those fires. Director Steven Spielberg shares a message about his highly anticipated movie, Disclosure Day, and a look at 2 upcoming streaming debuts. David Daniel shares more in today's Hollywood Minute.
How will disclosure change us? I believe for the better. It will remind us of our capacity for empathy, and that there is something bigger out there than just ourselves.
Director Steven Spielberg has something to say in the final trailer for his new film, Disclosure Day. The sci-fi thriller based on a story by Spielberg opens in theaters June 12th. Ted Danson is staying busy. The Emmy-winning actor has joined the cast of a new show for Apple TV. He'll play a sexually active senior in the comedy series, with Elizabeth Banks starring as his newly divorced daughter. Banks is also an executive producer on the show.
It is a bed.
Oh, yeah, no, it's...
Or there's the couch.
Yeah, oh, maybe...
That is where he died, though, so...
Wow,
it's up to you.
No, that's...
I'll get
sheets, thanks.
Miss You, Love You writer-director Jim Rash couldn't be happier with his stars, Allison Janney and Andrew Reynolds.
Allison I will chase to everything because I've known her for years, and from way, way back, to whatever, it's like if she's available, yes, please. And Andrew, although I hadn't met him, now he'll be that for me.
Take your victory lap quickly.
Miss You, Love You debuts Friday on HBO Max. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
The Smithsonian is making a special quilt to celebrate America's 250th birthday, and the museum is inviting you to make one as well. The National Museum of the American Indian will release a new 10 by 10 inch pattern every month from June to October. It's part of a national quilt-along project. Each pattern is designed by a Native American artist from a different region of the country. The blocks will represent different periods in American history. Town manager search. Benston is looking for someone to fill in after resignations at the top of their local government, the financial frustrations that led to those vacancies. Shooting suspect background. New information about the woman accused of shooting 2 attorneys in Raleigh. The tensions with neighbors that led to police intervention. And it is warmer today with some spotty storms possible. You're looking live at Zebulon. Ahead, meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner will show us when we will see some relief from the heat.